Let's talk a little bit about the draw. This is a shot which is really desirable for lots of golfers to hit, whether it's you want to draw the driver, whether you just want to generally draw the irons. And ultimately, there's just a couple of things that you really need to understand. The first thing that we need to understand is how the club hits the ball. So what we want to do is make sure that the club head is coming from the inside of that target line as we simultaneously get the feeling of closing the club face. And essentially what that'll do is that'll pop a tilt on the ball and give us the ability to draw it. Now, even with that knowledge, it can catch a lot of golfers out in terms of exactly what you're doing. My advice would be focus on the through swing position, okay? And I really like the wall drill. So I'm going to swing towards you guys initially. I'm just going to use my little plane tool here to create my wall. Okay, so that's going to be right on the back of my heels, and you guys should be doing exactly the same thing as I'm demonstrating here. Make some through swings, and what I want you to do is try and advance the club as far as you can up, okay, without hitting the wall. So golfers that can just not do this have a tendency to turn the upper body, the head ends up moving and it drags the club straight into the wall. And that's always going to make the club go too much out and across the ball. What we've got to do is you've got to keep that head still. And then what you've got to try and do is either through arm rotation to advance the club up, as I'm demonstrating here, or through separation and body movement. But I wouldn't think too much about it. The point is you're going to try and advance that club, keep your head nice and still, and advance that club as far as you can up without swinging into the wall. And you can do this, right, whilst hitting shots as well. So if I was to position this behind me, okay, right on my heel line, as you can see there, I'm just going to concentrate now on keeping my head still, advance the club up the wall. And what that will do is that will start to move the club up in this direction. And then once you start moving the club in this direction, all you've got to do then is just let that club face close. And you'll find it actually pretty easy to get that ball starting towards that right-hand side and then closing that club face. And that's all you're looking for. Golfers who can't draw the golf ball are the ones that have a tendency to move the upper body. Got to keep that head still, advance those hands and arms more this way, and that will get you drawing the ball. See you soon.